Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on making your practice in the digital age for law firms. Social media, content marketing, and legal tech tools. With me, Shumandre Prinsloo, as your host today. The legal landscape is constantly evolving, and in today's digital world, attracting new clients often starts online. But with so many options available, navigating digital marketing mazes can be overwhelming. The webinar is designed to simplify things. We'll explore how we can leverage the power of social media, content marketing, legal technology tools to build and thrive online presence and connect with potential clients. Joining me today are two incredible experts, Imran Adam, a digital marketing guru, and Tracy Richards, a legal tech sales expert. Welcome, Imran.
Thank you very much, Amandre. Thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to be here. So, first of all, thank you very much for having me once again. My name is Imran Adam. I am a digital marketing expert, and during the long span of my career, I've had the privilege and the opportunity to work with lawyers and legal firms. So, what that has done for me is to kind of make me understand what the world class standard of digital marketing in the law firm and in the law industry is, in the legal industry, and it has made me open my eyes to the kind of client and the wants and the needs of the people that this law firm serves. So today, I would be glad and I'm excited already to share some of the strategies with you, some of this knowledge with you. Thank you for having me once again.
Amazing. Thank you for the little introduction there on who you really are. I also acknowledge that you mentioned to me prior to the webinar that you prefer me to address you as Adam. So going forward, you will be addressed as Adam. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Adam is fine.
Okay, and with us as well, like I said, Tracy. Tracy is a legal tech sales expert. Tracy, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, and thank you for having me. Yeah, I am. I've been doing legal tech, and I've been working with clients now for over 10 years, and so I've been able to talk to them for the last 10 years and find out what it is that people are looking for, and to try to find, just different holes in the market and how we can fix it.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with us. I know from a sales perspective, you're constantly evolving as well. So I am very curious and happy to have you around and yeah, what you got to share with us today. Okay, I would like to jump right into it. Are you guys ready? Are you excited?
Ready, ready, ready. Rock and roll. Let's go.
Okay, let's
Very
do
ready.
this. Adam, let's dive into social media marketing for lawyers. How can lawyers choose the best platforms to reach their target audience?
All right. Thank you very much for that question. This is an interesting one. So I'm going to start by saying social media, it's kind of dynamic, right? There are different social media platforms for different users. And there are different demographics of people that age grade on different social media. For example, when you go to Facebook, you tend to see the older generation on Facebook. For example, when you come to TikTok, you tend to see in some cases the younger generation on TikTok. So it varies. So for you to pick a particular social media that would work for you, it depends on the kind of audience that you yourself as a lawyer, it depends on the kind of audience you are appealing to as a lawyer. So you want to go where your audience are. So I'm always a big advocate of going where your audience are. Because if you are not speaking directly to your audience, the amount of work you've put into marketing, the amount of work you've put into advertising, all of them is actually going down the drain. But you have to make sure that you speak to your target audience and pick a social media platform where your audience are mainly are. So yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And you know what I've come to acknowledge, social media is like, the go-to place for every kind of business. So for lawyers to jump abroad, you get there, your businesses, your clients, everything in one place, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. You gotta have them in one place.
So tell me what social platform is currently making the most noise?
For lawyers, like I say, you go where your clients are, but most especially you go on Facebook because most of the people like in the kind of industry that we live in, the kind of industry that we operate in, we find them on Facebook, We find them on LinkedIn, some of them on Instagram. But I always prefer Facebook because on Facebook you can create narrow strategies that are very effective for your audience. So I always talk to Facebook. I always picture Facebook, and I always tell people to start a Facebook account, to create a group on Facebook, and run meaningful adverts on Facebook. I hope that answers your question.
Definitely, that makes so much sense. Now, content is key, right? What
Exactly.
are some effective content creation strategies for lawyers to engage their social media audience?
Yeah, that's a very interesting one, and that's one I'm very interested in. Yeah, so you understand that marketing actually evolves. So in the olden days, right, a while back, lawyers are not actually allowed to own websites. As a lawyer, there's a limit to how much you can market, and as a law firm, right? But nowadays, that doesn't exist anymore. In the olden days, they usually advertise in yellow page phone books, right? They advertise in this yellow page books, and then sometimes you can make a lot of money from there. But right now, the dynamics have changed, the environment have changed. Lawyers can own website, lawyers can run digital marketing ads, all of that to attract clients. So one way to actually do this that would make a lot of sense is by kind of understanding the narrow problem that you solve. So there are different kind of professions. There's the personal injury lawyers, there's the criminal lawyers, there's the immigration attorneys, right? So first of all is understanding the narrow problem that you solve for your audience. So I'm going to break this down, and I'm going to help you understand what I'm talking about and how easy it is to implement. Now, to start with, we'll be discussing 3 points here. So the first point is how to get law clients using a single social media post. Now, the second one is why this kind of strategy works, why using a single social media post works, and why all of the others fail. Now, the third one is how you are going to set it all up, right? How you're going to set everything up first. Now,
Okay.
the old way of doing marketing for law firms, right, is to put up a blog post. You go on your website, you write up a blog post, and then put it up on your Facebook page. Now, when it's up on your Facebook page, sometimes some people run ads on it and just put it out there, and then you pray and you hope that someone contacts you and someone reach out to you. The reason why this would not work is because of the kind of generation that we are and the kind of world that we are living in right now. Right? Right now, normally before the internet, right? People
Okay.
need three. It's called the 3 points marketing. So three people need three touch points to come across your brand three times before they are able to trust you and before they are able to buy from you and hire you. But right now, with the advent of the internet, things are all over the place. Let me ask you a question, Tracy. What do you think is the average attention span of a human being in this in 2024 right now? What do you think is
It's
the
not
average
very
attention?
much. I can tell you it's not very much. It's
Yeah,
I would say, just a few seconds probably they would want to spend on websites and
exactly.
everything else.
Exactly, that's accurate. So the average attention span of a human being right now is 8.4 seconds. So currently in the marketing world that we are, you only have 8.4 seconds to convince someone to move on. You show someone a picture, you have 8.4 seconds to convince them that this is a good picture, or this is a good product, or this is why you should believe in me and why you should trust me. Before something else grabs their attention, whether it's a call on their phone, whether it's a WhatsApp text, whether it's a notification from TikTok or something else, right? So that is why these days we need to break down, understand first the narrow problem, and then create marketing that has consistent touch points. So, like I said before, we need three touch points before you can convert clients, before you can make someone believe and trust you enough to hire you. Three touch points. Currently, you need at least 21 to 27 touch points for you to actually get a conversion. So you can understand how we went from 3 to 27. So that is the reason why the old way of doing marketing, where you put up a social media post and you promote it on Facebook and then expect people to call you out of nowhere, that is not going to happen, right? Because
Yes.
in that kind of sequence, the way it works is people see when you promote the advert, right? People see the posts, they go to your website, they read the blog articles, and then they just skim through your website, and before you know, they've gone, they've left, right? So even if they don't need your service at that particular point, even if they need your service sometime in the future, there is no way for them to contact you, right? There is no recognition. Most people, in fact, have forgotten about you completely and have gone on to the next thing. So what you is marketing that is sustainable. You create a kind of marketing that is regular and that is consistent. So this is now the right way for lawyers to do marketing. This is the right way for lawyers to build out content that's going to be valuable to them. So the first thing that you do is to create a valuable piece of content, right? You create a valuable piece of content, that could be an ebook, that could be a guide, that could be a cheat sheet. Now, let me make you understand how you can actually create this kind of content. First of all, like I said, you have to understand the narrow problem that you solve. You have to understand the narrow problem that you solve. So if you're an immigration attorney, you want to understand who you're talking to, you want to understand expect from you, right? If you're an injury lawyer, you want to talk to say construction workers, right? If you are an estate planning attorney, you want to talk to maybe family men, family owners, and the likes. And then if you are into family law, you want to talk to people that are going through divorce or people that are actually considering divorce. Now that's the first step. Now the second step is now creating that content, which is going to be a valuable piece. So basically, these are these are pieces of content, right, that are downloadable. You create an ebook, you create a cheat sheet, or you create a guide. So let me tell you how to come up with topics for these ebooks, topics for this cheat sheet. As a lawyer, you get clients come to you regularly. You get them ask you questions. You have the discovery session. You have the consultation calls. Where people come in, ask their questions, and you answer them. Now, let me tell you the secret. For each question that a person asks, inside of that question is a lot of value, because inside of that question is something that have been keeping them up at night, right? That they have been each asked a legal professional. So they come to your office and they ask you all of those questions. It is very important that you note down those questions. For the ebook, right? Just a way of coming up, a way of building out the topics easily is for you to note down those questions. You put them in a list, right? And then what you do is you pick out the questions that occur more frequently. So you have one question and three people to four people are asking it. You understand that in that particular area, that question is referring to a problem that is consistent, a problem that people are looking to solve. So basically, you create the content around this. Now, what you are doing is not that you are giving them the answer to that question, because you might think when I create, say, an ebook on a question that a client comes to ask me, does it mean that other clients don't even need to come to my office again and they're just going to look at the book and then not consider me, right? What you're creating in the ebook is just a bite. You are getting their appetite whetted, like you're getting them excited to talk to you. So this is how I like to explain lead magnets. If you go to a bar, sometimes they give you a pretzel, right? So a pretzel is kind of a free snack that you get, right? So when you come to the bar, they give you the pretzel and you eat that for free, right? So what that does to you is that it creates an hunger inside of you. So before you know, in 5 to 10 minutes, you already want a drink or you want to eat food because that pretzel was free. But what they have done in that case was to give you that free thing to invoke that hunger in you, right? To make the hunger, to make that whatever it is that you want, whether it's hunger or it's a thirst, right? Bring that up. So then when you feel thirsty or when you are hungry, you go to the bar, you order a drink or two, and then you're satisfied. That's exactly what that content is going to do. That piece of content is going to get them thirsty for your service. It's going to get them wanting, it's going to help them to discover that they have a deeper problem that you can solve. Understand? Yeah. So, for example, I put a few topics that I want to share on here for, say, if you're a personal injury lawyer. One of the topics that you can consider is 5 things that all construction workers must know about on-the-job injuries. So you create a book about 5 things that all construction workers must know about injuries sustained on the job, injuries sustained on site, right? You know that people that download this guide are people that are conscious. They are first, they are construction workers. Second, they understand that maybe any legal action when these solutions arise. So basically, that's an
Yeah.
ideal customer persona for you. That's someone that wants your service, right? So if you are a bankruptcy attorney, right, you can create something around how to get bill collectors to stop harassing you, even if you can't afford to pay them right now. That's a guide. When people come across, they say, okay, this is something that I need, right? Immediately, that is a lead profile for you. So you create content that would help you select your ideal customers itself. So if you're a family lawyer, you create content around 14 ways that children benefit from divorce. This particular topic is actually very interesting because a friend of mine ran and had a content like this, and they got very, very lot of response from it, right? Very high results from it. So 14 ways that children can benefit from divorce, actually. Just a cheat sheet, just a guide around that. So now what you do is you now promote this piece of content. You go on Facebook, you pay to promote it. So when people download this cheat sheet, when people download this, they actually submit their email address. So now you have their address. In some cases, you can even ask for their mobile number. So now you have email address and you have mobile numbers of people that need your services, right? People that need your services.
Yeah.
All that is left right now is just a call or a text. Now, like I said earlier, it takes 20 to 27 touch points for you to actually convert someone in the kind of in our generation right now, in the kind of world that we live in, kind of very busy world that we live in, right? Now, so what you do
Mm-hmm.
is you now create an email sequence, right? First of all, by interacting with your ads, they are already saved on your Facebook data. So you can go back and then create retargeting adverts. You can speak to a Facebook ad expert for that. You can go back and create retargeting adverts to target those people back. That's number one. Secondly, is you have to create an email sequence. It's going to be about 7 to 8 touch points, 7 to 8 touch points email sequence. So what that is going to do is at every time, maybe every 24 hours or every 48 hours or every 3 days, you have to send them an email offering value. You have to send them an email offering value. First of all, if you create an ebook, you understand that all of your personal injury lawyers and you create an ebook around the ways that construction, all of the things that construction workers have to know about on-site injuries or on-the-job injuries, right? You understand that everybody
Mm-hmm.
coming from there, they are all construction workers. Now you have to create content tailored to this kind of people, right? So it has to be valuable and it has to be no sales. Yes, you don't have to sell in the content. All of the email that you are sending, you have to make sure that you are making them simple and you are making sure that you are offering value, honest value at no cost,
Mm-hmm.
right? You are not adding
You
somewhere
know
that,
what, Adam?
yeah,
Before you continue, you have mentioned quite a few pointers over there where you engaged into the second question. So I'm going to throw it at you so that you can also work it in because I think you have also answered most of what I was going to ask right now. And this would be converting followers into leads. So as you're going there, engaging on social media audience, you can also just emphasize a lot more on how to convert your followers into leads,
all
which
right,
you
that makes
started
a lot
off
of sense.
already. So go ahead, go ahead.
All right, that makes sense. So converting your followers into lead. So like I said, considering a lawyer using Facebook, on Facebook actually, the organic reach of posts have been limited. So Facebook actually wants you to spend money on ads. So they have limited the organic reach. So that's their own right now. So what you have to do is to create a piece of content and make sure you put some money behind it. You have to promote it. So once you promote it, the people that download this, they give you their email address, they give you their phone numbers, then you put them into your email sequence. So like I said earlier, all you are going to be doing in the emails is offering value. So what you want to do is to kind of establish yourself as an authority. You don't need to tell someone that you want to say that consistently. People get bored and tired, right? They don't want to listen to you again. But once you show people that there is value in you that you can offer, once you show people that this is the result I've done, this is what I know, this is where I've speak, this is the kind of achievement that I have gotten, they automatically believe in you, right? That's social proof. So what you're going to do in those emails is to create thought leadership content, right? And it's actually very easy to do. Like I told you earlier, the way to get the topics for the ebooks is to listen to what your clients are saying, the questions they're asking. So when someone comes
Mm-hmm.
into your office and the person asks a list of questions, say 5 questions or 6 questions, today you just take one of the question and write a short article on it or short email on it, right? Advising them, giving expert advice from your experience and from what you have faced in the past, and you send that in an email, right? Because when someone came to your office, they got their question answered and they were satisfied. Now imagine the hundreds of people in your email list that you have just satisfied them by answering that question in a short email. So what that does is it keeps you top of mind for these people. So whenever they are in need of a lawyer, the first person that they think of is you. Because consistently
Yeah.
over the years, over time, not even over the years, it's just 2, 3 weeks, consistently you have built that audience in them. You have built that authority. You have established yourself as an attorney and as an expert in your field. So when they do that, whenever it is time for them to make a marketing or a buying decision, you think of you and you come first. Thank you.
Well, that was very informative. I definitely learned something out of that. I mean, as much as you are speaking across to lawyers concerning law firm, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other businesses that can relate to the advice and guidance that you just given us there. So thank you, Adam. However, we've got another question for you. You are popular, and we are going to drain everything out of you to have us on your type of level. So here we go. Can you also touch on how
I'm ready.
lawyers can, sorry. The question is if you can touch on how lawyers can attract potential clients through website content. Briefly just discuss some like SEOs, best practice for lawyers perhaps.
Yeah. All right. That makes a lot of sense. So for SEO nowadays, if you are a solo lawyer, there's kind of a limit to what you can do as a solo lawyer. So what I always recommend for people I talk to is to kind of hire a writer, right? You have to hire a writer
Mm-hmm.
for SEO, and then you have to put out. It is very easy. There's a tool called Answer the Public, right? A tool called Answer the Public. So what you do is you go to this tool called Answer the Public, and then you type in queries there. You can just type in any query relating to your law firm. For example, if you are an immigration attorney, you just put in the into the tool H1B visas, or you put in green card questions. So when you put in these keywords, it's going to bring out the number of questions that is being asked frequently by people in your locality, right? So what you're now going to do is, if, for example, if what is the requirement for an H1B visa, if that's a question that comes up regularly, and Answer the Public points this out to you, you go back to your writer and then you write an article on exactly how to answer this question, right? So what are the requirements for an H1B visa? You write down the article. What is going to make the article rank on Google is if it's original. So whatever you have to add there, you have to add in your original experience. You have to add in data. You have to add in facts. You have to go into the UICS website, get data on the number of H1B visas that have been approved in the past year, that is pending in the past year, the number, the increase in H1B visas, or quarter to quarter, right, for a particular year. So when you put in this data, when you put in your experience, people want to read that because nowadays there's a very easy way with the advent of AI. There's a very easy way to come up with articles, but then these articles are not
Yeah.
valuable enough because it sounds very generic and surface level, right? When someone reads it, it's just the same thing that they can get from any Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? So you want to make your
Mm-hmm.
standout. You want to put in the kind of value that they expect. You want to talk about you want to talk about your personal experiences. You want to put in statistics and figures, right? So this is how what is going to make your article rank on Google because what Google loves to see is people reading your content. Google loves
Yeah.
answering people's queries. So when they see your content and they spend a lot of time on it, this sends a signal to Google that this is exactly what people want to see. This is what people want to read. And that way, you keep going up till you get to number one on the Google search page. Thank you.
Wow. That was again informative. Thank you, Adam. Now we're moving on to Tracy. Tracy, we also have some things people want you to discuss with us. They're basically asking. We know that lawyers are extremely busy, of course. So, how can
Mhm.
technology tools streamline workflows and free up time for lawyers to focus on marketing and client development?
Well, I do think a lot of firms struggle with trying to find enough time to spend with clients, while also setting aside enough time to handle things like financing, scheduling, and other things that come with running a business. This is especially true for smaller firms. So, having a good management software in place is really the best way to keep track of the operational side of the practice. This is why systems like My Legal Software are so important to law practices, because with this software, it's so great because everyone in the firm is able to share documents and schedule appointments and update clients with just a few clicks of the mouse. So they can all keep track of payments and financial stuff and the accounting stuff and anything that you have that goes with the business. They can keep track of it very quickly. So it's a much more efficient way to handle the day to day stuff. So instead of spending hours on these things, they can spend just a few minutes, and that will free up time for them to spend with their clients.
Absolutely. What I can add to what you are saying there, Tracy, in what I have noticed is that you are definitely going to get a one stop shop on that software. And when I say
Exactly.
stop shop, I'm emphasizing on being able to do your client documentation from internal firm communication and audits all on one spot. You wouldn't have to jump from tab to tab, correct, Tracy?
Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point there. Thank you so much. Speaking of efficiency, we have a special live webinar attendee offer. Do we, Tracy?
We do. We do.
We do. All right. And this one goes like for all lawyers who will sign up for a free trial of my legal software today, we are including 10 free client leads when you sign up. This is a fantastic opportunity to leverage legal technology and gain access to qualifying leads for your immigration law practice. You agree, Tracy?
I do. 100%.
You do?
Yes. It's a great
Okay,
deal.
let's emphasize on that again. 10 free client leads when you sign up for a free trial with my legal software today. Okay, you guys by all means are welcome to drop your contact details, whether it being just a email address and a contact number on any of our social platforms. This being social, I want to say Instagram, but I'm saying social media Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever platform that you are currently using, just drop us your details right there. That would be much appreciated. And if you want to contact us, you by all means welcome to contact us on 934 Lawtech, or you can send me an email at shimandre@mylegalsoftware.com, or even Tracy at mylegalsoftware.com. Right, Tracy?
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to me with any questions.
Okay, before we open the floor for more questions, let's recap and take away some of the conversation. Marketing your practice in a digital age, social media, content marketing, and legal tech tools is what we just discussed. Using social media platforms to create a valuable content to connect with potential clients and utilize legal technology tools to free up time for those marketing efforts. Right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the questions. We've got some questions out there that is specifically thrown at both you and Adam. We'll start with you, Tracy. I've got a Michelle over here, and Michelle's asking, what are some specific tools that can help lawyers to manage social media marketing and managing their caseload? That's
So
for
I
you.
think you'll Okay. So I think you'll want to look at any kind of management software. Also, maybe things that help to automate things or make things go faster, which again is why I think my legal software is so great because it does just streamline everything. So you just have time to do anything else you need to do with the social media and stuff. It'll streamline all of your other stuff that you have to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, perfect. Is there anything else you can identify or just add for the viewer over there, Tracy?
Well, let's see. I know you do want a tool, and there are a lot out there, but you do want a tool that
Mhm.
will allow you to
Yeah.
just do everything that you need to do quickly. And so,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I'm sorry, were you going to add something,
So
Adam?
yeah. Yes. I want to say there are a few tools that you can use, right, to kind of streamline your social media management and to do. But I would say you kind of focus on a particular social media, focus on the one that works for you, right? So with this,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to spread out yourself thin. You don't want to go TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of those, right? You want to find the one that your audience are and you want to focus on it. So for social media, just pick one and get good at it. For case
Mm-hmm.
management, then you want to look at my legal software as well for that. Yeah. Thank you.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much, Adam. Tracy, you actually answered straight to the point. The emphasis that Adam has brought across there assisted perfectly. So, guys, as he mentioned, just go with what you know. It's quite simple. And for software, my legal software, we're right here. We're ready to assist you. We're waiting on you so that we can assist you. All right. And then there's another question, Adam. This one is from Grace. Grace is asking you, How can lawyers create a strong online presence while maintaining their ethical obligations?
Yeah, that's an important question, and that's a very important question. So, right, number one, what you want to do is you want to build trust and credibility, right? You want to build trust and credibility, and to do that, you want to be sharing informative content, helpful content. You want to be answering people's questions. You want to be solving people's problems. Now, the next one is client testimonials. So you want to also share whatever you've done for a client, what you've done in their life, what changes you've brought about to them. So I have a kind of a rule of thumb whereby you don't let a client leave your shop unless you understand how you have impacted their life. You don't let a client leave your firm, leave your office, unless you understand the impact. When they come in, you want to take notes on what they are, the current states, right? What are their problems, what are their fears, what are their concerns, and their doubts. So when they are stepping out, when you're done with the client, when you've signed off the contract, when you're done completely, what you need to understand from them is how do you feel, right? Is it better?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel better? What our changes have we brought about to you? So you want to understand this, and those are the base for your client testimonials. Now the third one is industry recognition. So you want to showcase your achievements, your awards. You want to always attend those industry recognitions so you can be familiar, right, with them, the people in the bar sessions and all of that. Now, the last one, maintaining ethical compliance, you want to always put on disclaimers because the legal industry is quite dicey and it's quite tricky. So you want to always have those disclaimers on there to make sure that you are kind of speaking to your audience and you are not doing anything outside of that, right? Confidentiality is also one. We don't have to remind lawyers of that. There's the information you should never share information that a specific client shares with you their case, right? So you also want to be familiar with the bar association, with their rules, and then you want to make sure that you adhere to every specific rule of your bar association as regards to the attorney representation, attorney advertising, and how you to conduct yourself online. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Adam. I would like to remind you guys, should you have any questions you want any clarity on from either Tracy or Adam, by all means drop your questions in the comment box. We will address them and you will get first hand advice from the two that I've got right here, Adam and Tracy. So I've got one more over here. This one is from a solo sorry, here we go again. Practitioner. Okay, she's solo. I am not getting the word out. Sorry, forgive me, guys. Her name is Kimberly. Forgive me, Kimberly. She's asking, how can I effectively implement these digital marketing strategies with limited resources? Practitioner. There the word came. This one is for Adam.
All right. So, as a solo practitioner, how can I effectively implement the strategies? That's very interesting, and I like that question. So, as a solo
Mm-hmm.
practitioner, right, I always kind of advocate you getting extra help because you don't want to spend all of your time doing this, especially when it comes to creating the ebook or doing content for SEO. There's going to be a lot of writing entailed in that. You don't want to do all that work yourself, right? So, what I always
Mm-hmm.
advise is to get a virtual assistant. You could get a virtual assistant anywhere around the world, right? Once you get the virtual assistant, you then explain what it is to do to them. For example, the concept of the ebook, they can listen into your meetings, understand the questions that occur the most from the clients that you speak to. So what they do, you can even ask them to, right, from today's consultation, come up with a list of 5 questions that occur the most, right? So they send that to you. You pick 2 or 3 of them that makes a lot of sense, and then you get them to write on it. So get a VA who's also a writer, or you can get a VA then a writer. So those things are kind of low cost, and it's going to help you implement the strategy. Because I tell you for sure, once you get this wheel spinning, once you get the content out, once you promote it, and the leads start coming in, the email address, the phone numbers, that is money for you. That is where those six-figure clients come from, right? Once you set out the email sequence, all you need to do is
Mm-hmm.
just keep giving them the content, keep offering value to them, and what you're going to realize is at some point, you're going to be getting 2 to 3 calls daily from your list. You get the calls daily from your list. High clients, high quality clients ready to convert. So that's exactly how we
Mm-hmm.
are going to implement the strategies with limited resources. Thank you.
Oh, these are actually quite great questions. Thank you so much for popping your questions out there and participating. You are by all means welcome to drop as much questions as you want so that you are able to get all the clarity you need to assist yourself with moving forward. Okay, as a reminder, remember, the key takeaways we discussed today: building a strong online presence through social media and valuing content creation and maximizing your efficiency with legal technology tools. Now, don't forget, all live webinar attendees can claim a free 14-day trial with My Legal software and 10 free client leads through immigration question. How about that, guys? What's your take on that, Tracy?
Yeah, so I think it's a very brilliant one, right? My legal software, from my experience with it and what I've heard from lawyers, right, it's kind of a great tool. It's an all-in-one case management tool. So I always like to do all my things together in one place. So if you give me something that is all in one, yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for that, and I think people would actually love the idea. So yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. To remind you guys again, My Legal Software has got a one stop software where you are able to do everything concerning your firm, your client information on one tab. It is a friendly user software, and we by all means ready to take you through it by giving you this demo. Just drop us your email address, your contact details on any of our social platforms, whichever one that you are currently using. Feel free to drop it down there and contact us on 934 Law Tech, or send us an email to Shumandre at mylegalsoftware.com or Tracy at mylegalsoftware.com. I would like to say thank you to both the speakers, Adam and Tracy, for taking the time out and joining me on this webinar, teaching me and everybody else that attended a lot of things that we did not actually notice or thought of importance. All of this was valuable insight again. Thank you so much to everybody that participated, the attendees and the speakers. Much appreciated. Have a good day further.
thank you very much, Tracy.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having